Okay, let's put some music on. Hey, so this channel has come a long way, I want to say. It's been primarily used as music, as all my gaming videos kind of disappeared. But if you recall, when I made my rebranding video, I said I wanted to use this channel as a diary. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. So I figured, you know what? I'm a pretty open person. I like talking to people. I like getting shit off my chest. And what better way to do that than having like a little drive? So hi. If you know me, then you know what I'm about. And if you're somebody who's just coming to my channel because I uploaded like a couple videos that blew up on YouTube Shorts, then this is probably not what you're expecting. But that doesn't really matter too much. So this is a chance to just talk. I know that my music is rather dark, and it is like a reflection of what I do, how I feel. Heck, I've put some secrets in my music. Honestly, I'm surprised. Some people catch on to it, some people don't, but at the end of the day, I'm just telling the story of like my life, my feelings, how I feel. No shit, that's the same shit. But yeah. So I figured, why not just talk about something that isn't scripted or isn't music? And granted, I believe that people like me, the best way to express ourselves are through music, but I can't always do that. You know, I'm not much of a lyricist. I don't sing, so I can't really do too much in that department. I mean, maybe sometime soon. Keep an eye out for that. But hi, so I just want to talk. You know, these past couple months have probably been like the worst times of my life. No, it is the worst time of my life. I think as of right now, I am in the lowest point of my life. And honestly, I understand why. I mean, obviously I understand why. I'm the one going through it, but like with everything that's happened with strokes and passing of my dad and a couple other things I'm not really gonna get into. Yeah, I think I'm struggling to find a purpose. I think I threw myself into religion. I threw myself into some other unsavory decisions that have drastically changed me as a person, and I've come to some realizations that I need to do the things that I have to do if I want to, I guess, survive. Not just survive, I want to thrive in my life, but the decisions I have to make and those boundaries that I have to cross to get to where I want to be is something I feel like I'm probably gonna struggle to come back from if I even decide to come back from it at all. I believe that life is supposed to be a balance, right? And the actions that I do and the things that I do are balanced. You know, I do plenty of good and I do plenty of bad. And I think I'm content with that, but I'm not too sure because it's been a little while now and I've made some pretty drastic decisions that changed my life probably forever, but none of it feels real anymore. I don't really know how to describe it. I feel like I'm lost, and there's not too much to really say or do about that. I think I completely lack a purpose. I feel like everything isn't real. I feel like, I mean, if you know, I've been through clinical psychosis 3 times now since everything went down back in August, and let me tell you, it's a terrible feeling. I have no idea why people like idolize like mental issues, because why would you want to go through that? Feeling like nothing's real, feeling like you don't have a purpose in your life, feeling as if everything you do, the world is spinning around you. It feels like you don't have a place in the world. And I don't mean that like figuratively, I mean that literally, as in I question my own existence sometimes. Like, am I really real? I feel like it's such a scary feeling to have, I feel like, and it's all consuming. It takes up every bit of my mind. Like just last night when I was going to lay down, I felt like the reality I was in just wasn't real anymore. I was laying there and I felt myself completely dissociate from everything around me, and it was a scary feeling because I know I made a piece of music called No Longer Human where I'm not gonna explain it, but it was decisions that I made and the consequences of everything that has happened to me that made me realize that like whatever I was about to do was basically like throwing away my humanity. And I feel it very strongly now, and it's not entirely the best feeling, I want to say. But life's not all too bad, right? I mean, there's things that I like doing, there's things that I think that I like doing, but you know, I'm trying to experiment. I'm trying to not make the same mistakes that I made before. It's quite the journey, I have to admit. Everything's stressful. I'm not doing anything good. I feel like I have like a little fan base, you know, like I blew up online. That's really nice. I have like a lot of fans. I have a lot of people who actually like care, who want to see what I'm doing. I have people who are hooked on stories that I write. I make music, and my music's actually doing pretty well. I actually got an offer to get my music on vinyl. And that's pretty cool. I feel like not many people get that. And granted, I don't get many views on my music, right? But the fact that like somebody listened to it and they offered me like their little business and like we could get you on vinyl, you know, just so I could have my own little album. Like, dude, that's so cool. So I guess I can't say everything's bad, but I feel like the bad is starting to outweigh the good, and I'm just not really sure what I should do about it. I like going on drives now. That's why we're having like a little video of this. Granted, I can't really take you out on like an actual drive right now, so but you know, good times, I guess. I feel like I've lost so much in my life that like nothing is really enjoyable anymore. I don't find myself writing too much anymore. I don't find myself reading too much anymore. I started smoking again, and you know, it was after 10 years of quitting. I quit 2016. I was doing 3 packs a day back then and got sent to the hospital because my lungs said, yo, buddy, what the fuck are we doing here? And it said, nah, you need a wake-up call. And it gave me a wake-up call. And for almost 10 whole years, I managed to quit. And now here I am going through a pack a day all over again. And it's just like, fuck. Honestly, it's better than alcoholism though, dude. I was getting alcohol poisoning like fucking every week, dude. I've almost died more times in the past couple months than I have in the entirety of my life. And I've been through some pretty interesting stuff, you know, like the lifestyle that I've been living due to factors of my own upbringing and the people around it. I have a couple wounds here and there. I have like an old stab wound on my back, you know, so. But the fact that like substance abuse is probably like the main thing, like kind of like that was nearly killing me like multiple times a week. Yeah. So alcohol's a no-go anymore, you know. Clearly, I've tried a couple times throughout my life to be able to do that in a readily and steady way that isn't self-destructive, but yeah, I don't see that being a big thing for me going forward. That's partially why I started smoking, right? I was just drinking so much to keep myself from like having like a manic episode, from going back into psychosis, to distract myself. But I'm not that type of person who likes not having control of my own mind, of my own things that I do. So of course I switched to something less destructive. Then again, I have asthma, so smoking is not the greatest idea, but you know, cigarettes and cigars. Cigars are pretty nice, actually. You don't really have to bring it down to your lungs, but then it's like, do you want to fuck up your teeth or do you want to fuck up your lungs? Because you have much higher concentrations of nicotine going into your mouth with a cigar, and it absorbs through your gums. That's how you get your nicotine high. And you know, I don't know, man. I don't really want crackhead teeth, but at the same time, I don't really need my lungs like developing like COPD and it's like struggling to breathe, etc., etc. Dude, you know, I'm on a 2-year wait list for therapy. Yeah, Canada, love it here. You know, great country. If you can't tell, I'm fucking clearly not, right? But I've tried meditating, I've tried exercising, working out, I've gone for drives, I've went out, I've gone clubbing before, I've went to bars, I've tried hanging out with people, I tried doing healthy things to mitigate my own mental issues, but the stress always remains, right? And unfortunately, it seems like I'm just gonna need a pick-me-up every so often, and looks like nicotine's gonna be the avenue I choose, because honestly, can you imagine, like, I know how bad drugs can be, and I don't think I want to be out here trying all sorts of shit like opioids, honestly. Granted, you know, I thought about it. I hate to admit it, but I've thought about it, but that is so self-destructive to the point where it's just like, at that point, I probably should just like jump off a bridge, because like, if you're gonna destroy your life doing drugs, man, I don't know, maybe don't do that. So, not too many options right now. I'm trying to get back into taking care of myself. Like, I think before everything happened, I was like on like a roll. I had like a whole skincare routine. I was really taking care of myself. I was buying like all sorts of fragrances that I liked, dressing up really nice, going out, having a good time. But it feels like I just can't do that stuff because something always happens, you know? I feel like I just want a break. Maybe one day I'll get a break. Maybe not. But yeah, you know, sorry, I'm not used to like not talking scripted or like having an unscripted video besides like, you know, gaming videos, but that's on like another channel now, which I will not be plugging here because I'm trying to keep it anonymous, you know? Granted, if you know me, then you probably already know what the fuck it is, but I digress. This is definitely more like a darker video, I guess, for sure. I mean, I'm talking about some pretty interesting subjects, but you know, if you've been a fan of mine for a while on this channel specifically, then you should get used to it. You should be used to it. I mean, heck, look at my music, bro. No longer human, dark deeds, machination, suspicion. Don't look at me with those eyes, please. Hell, I got a whole fucking tarot thing going on with like my my divination album. Oh, but I'm cooking with that. You already know I'm cooking with that. You guys should keep an eye out soon. The finale is coming out soon. It's gonna be called Death. It'll be like the finale to like the divination. I might make a sequel. You know, there's definitely a lot of other tarot cards that I relate to. But as of right now, I need to close this chapter on my life before I can open a new one. Granted, I don't know how that's gonna go, but yeah. Anyways, how are you guys doing? You know, I feel like I've just been talking about myself. Granted, you know, like, you're going on a drive with somebody, you're supposed to have a conversation, but since I can't really hear you, I'm just gonna vent to you. Hope you don't mind. Actually, I don't really care if you mind, you're watching the video, so, and I'm sure most people probably clicked off of it by now, but like, you know, having a good time. Having a bad time, actually. Having a mediocre time, you know, let's not be a Debbie Downer here. But yeah, you know, I want to make more videos like this. I wanna talk. You know, it's not like anybody's ever gonna listen to this, right? But it's just nice to get it out, I guess. And, you know, maybe I'll get like a pissed off person who's just like, yo, I fucking hate this guy. Let's weaponize everything we can, and they're gonna see this video and just be like, you know, if you're here because you're hating on me, you want to like do something bad. Hey, thanks for listening, at least, bro. I know you're like probably like getting all the information, all the juicy details and shit, but yeah, you know, I don't know. Would I get an enemy like that? I probably have a couple enemies like that. You know, I'm quite the personality. But, you know, suck it, loser. Sorry. You know, I'm sorry you're mad. It's okay. You know, anger is good. You need to get it out of your system sometimes. So I don't blame you. But, you know, part of me is wondering, like, should I just do like another take of this video and make it not so Debbie Downer? I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I'm not sure. I'm quite the chaotic individual, you know. despite all of my shortcomings and my less than stellar nature. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'll just leave it. It's supposed to be real, right? What's the point of like creating a video like this if I'm just like choosing and picking what I'm gonna say? Yeah, I'll just post this. It's okay. But yeah, you know, are you guys enjoying the atmosphere? You know, we're driving through a winter wherever the fuck we are. You know, a lot of trees and shit. You know, I'm a big fan of trees. But oh god. I think I'll do a couple more videos like this. I really do just want to like talk. And like I don't really need somebody to respond to me. I don't need advice. I'm more than aware of what needs to be done, you know what I mean? But like it's just nice to get it out sometimes, because you know I can't fucking do it with therapy. To your waiting list, thank you, Cam H. You know, big fan. And then paid therapy is so expensive. Granted, like I do have income, you know, thank you Roblox, thank you my other stuff that I do, but it's just like I don't want to drop $300 an hour just to like talk to somebody, just to vent to somebody, because I don't really need advice. I just need to get it off my chest. Anyways, I have no idea what music I probably put on for this. I hope you guys like it. I don't think I'm gonna be so shallow to put on my own music for my own ride, but I've realized that I'm coming up to the mark where the footage I recorded is coming to an end. So I think maybe we should just leave it here. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get like a couple of these videos out, but you know, I appreciate everybody who like even bothers to listen to stuff like this. So hopefully my next video is a little less chaotic, and yeah, you know what? Yeah, so thanks for taking this drive with me, y'all. I'm gonna go. I don't know how to end this. Bye. Maybe we should like crash into something. Okay, that's a great idea.